Okay, I'm hearing for you that you're on the fast track. Oh my god, this fast track is having you so excited. I'm kind of like mumbling over my words because I'm hearing for you things are going quantum because you actually know and have awakened in the dream. Now, this is not like a recent phenomenon, although it can be, but I feel into this energy where you're beginning to work selectively, exclusively with frequency. And because of that, you're understanding that this is not the real world. This is the holographic world, the projected world, the simulated world. And the true world is the world, it's like the back, I'm hearing back end. So the image I'm being shown to share with you, actually, I was just in the washroom, like washing my face. And then I got this download for you. So then I was just like writing this down. And then now I'm here. It's it was coming through, and the vision that was shown for you is that like most people, when they haven't awakened to this, they will see the world as, like what they see right now, which is like, okay, I see a red chair, I see green grass, I see a suitcase, I see people, okay, like that. But for you, you understand that you are the coder, you are the programmer. So you're kind of like, imagine yourself like a nerdy person. I mean, it don't have to be nerdy, it can be whatever. But anyway, that's the image I'm getting. It's like in the, in like a room, could be dark or whatever, and they just program in, insert, red chair, enter. And then the code is like red chair, and then all these codes. And then that gets projected into the game, into the reality, into the 3D. So most people are like out in the 3D looking for the red chair. They're like, I can't find the red chair. Okay, so the red chair can be like, where's the money? Where's the hubby? Where's the wifey? Where's the fluffy? Right? So they can't find that because they don't realize that for them to see it, for them to experience it, is for them to code it and program it and press enter. And I feel like this is the code right now for you to, is confirming to your journey that you have awakened to the fact that you are the coder, you are the programmer, and no longer thinking about it intellectually and knowing it even intellectually, but actually knowing it deeply, energetically, emotionally, inside of you, spiritually. And only when you know this is actually how it works, that's how you begin to see quantum shifts into your life. You're like, oh my gosh, I literally was thinking about Hong Kong, and then boom, I have this Hong Kong ad that comes up. I have this friend asking me if I want to go to Hong Kong. I have this Hong Kong milk tea store right next to my workplace, and I freaking never noticed that it was there in my life. Okay, so that's what I'm hearing for you. Like all of these things before, you kind of like, oh my god, amazing synchronicity, this is so cool. But actually, once you begin to awaken to the matrix, awakening to your God template, you're going to actually understand and understand. Okay, understand is more logic, understand is more energetic. You begin to understand that is how it works. You program, therefore, okay, input, output, code, you see it, okay? So you're not faced by all of these things that is manifesting in your life, although of course, you're grateful for it, you're happy, you're joyous, right? But you're understanding the logic. And when people talk about logic, it's no longer the logic of what they call logic and reasoning in this world, because actually it's a loop, okay? It's meant to loop you. But the true logic is the God code, okay? Everything gets created by God. It gets created through God. Everything that is created, that is of God. So once you understand and understand the God code, it's nothing is random, nothing is a coincidence. Like you have co-created and manifested this video, okay? And don't think of manifestation as some weird, fluffy concept. It's not. There is a deep desire for you to have the confirmation, to have this information relaying to you. I'm channeling through your higher self, your God consciousness, what you know deeply to be true. I am your mirror. So I'm reflecting back to you what your soul already knows, and your soul is ready to remember and wants to confirm and wants to take it further, right? I'm putting words to what you already know to be true. So there is an agreement that this is, is meant to manifest, but it came from you inside of you. You're ready to awaken, you're ready to see, you're ready to expand. There is a thirst that is deep within you that cannot be quenched. Is that the word? Quenched by just water. There is that seeker that is in you that knows that as much as you love the spiritual concept and the, all of this like, concept, but you're awakening to the true codes of what this reality is. And a lot of it is quite mechanical. Okay, it's kind of like a spiritual science, if you will. And once you kind of understand that, you kind of understand it from a coder perspective of how this reality works, it's going to help you see it a lot better, because actually naturally our human brain it's kind of programmed that way to see all these codes and all these logic things. So once you kind of understand it from a spiritual science kind of point of view, you'll be more likely to not get caught up in the, oh, God hates me, or like, oh, Archangel Gabriel just ignores my messages. Okay, you begin to not think like that, and you actually understand how it works. What I'm hearing for you is that there is a door that you have, I'm hearing, escaped or broke through recently. So what that means is that your mind has been freed in a really big way recently. So there can be a spiritual awakening. There could be a mind expansion and a mind freeing. These are the specific words I'm hearing for you recently. So that can be an information that you have downloaded through your own channeling, through your own, whatever, inner work, visioning, meditation, or you received it from someone else through a vessel, because everything is us, everything is you. Okay, so whether it's through someone, it's all you. So I'm hearing that you have broken through a really big wall, and I'm hearing that there is a loop that has been broken. So I wonder what that loop is for you. Feel free to let me know in the comments. I always love to, read all your comments, and I do read them, and, comment, like, whatever, heart, whatever I see it. But thank you for being a part of my community. I'm really feeling into this for you, that this loop, you never thought that you would be able to end it. And actually, you never knew that it was a loop until you saw the loop and you couldn't unsee it. Until you saw that was a pattern that you were doing, you couldn't unsee it. It was like a pattern of you giving your power away to maybe people who are older than you, or a higher ranks than you, or like authority than you, or richer than you, or more status than you. Like something could be like that. I'm hearing a lot of you guys who gave your power away to someone or an organization that you think is better than you somehow. And recently you realize that like you're powerful, you're sovereign, you know yourself, right? You don't need to give your power away to this religious organization that tells you what to do. You don't need to give yourself, your power away to this cult thing where it tells you to obey these things, right, against your will. So I feel like you have been might have been in those situations of like a very, I'm hearing strict, orderly, obey. I don't know, I keep on hearing the word obey. So you could be someone who's like, I'm hearing like, the religious group, or maybe you follow a certain belief or a cult or whatever, right? You were in something that you thought it was like great until you realize that it took your soul more than it frees you. It something like, I'm hearing, it promised to free you, but actually it was looping you. It was like a matrix within a matrix, right? And if you've seen the movie The Matrix, by the way, if you guys been around, that's my favorite movie, my favorite series, and we always have a code here. If you are into The Matrix, if you're the Matrix fan, drop a little green heart, then I see you, you see me, okay? Cypher over here, but we're not the evil Cypher, Anyway, so tapping into the codes of the Matrix will require you to recognize the codes, to recognize that everything is a code, and the code is also within everything. Everything is in everything. Okay? Everything, how life works, is in everything. The code is in the code. So, another way to kind of explain this is, I don't know if you're familiar with Chinese acupuncture or acupressure system, or I don't know what the actual name is called, okay? But it's like in your ear, for example, right? Or your hand or your feet, the reflexology. Have you ever seen those map? Even your face, like if there's a certain thing, like let's talk about palm reading, okay? Now, I know I'm jumping all around because I'm hearing you're on the fast track, so I feel like I'm picking up on a lot of energies right now. So let's talk about a palm reading, right? There's your lifeline. There's your how many kids you have here, okay? How many children you have? How long is your health, marriage? How many marriage you will have, right? So every line represents something, and then in your feet, okay, it's like, oh, this is the point of the liver, of the spleen, of the heart, of the meridians, right? The meridians points. Yeah, that's what they're called. So if you know those things, there are these points in your ear as well. And, even the face and everything. So what does it tell you? The code of everything's in everything. It's like the cell has the different components within it. And then the ear has the different components of the whole within it. So everything is everything, okay? So how you understand how manifestation works, for example, in an area like money, is the same code, okay? Applying to love, applying to health, applying to manifesting houses, I don't know, whatever, right? Looks, appearance, is the same code. It's the same code that's being repeated and repeated and repeated. Okay, so this is the time where you're beginning to awaken and seeing that how everything is within everything. You see the up, the down, the left, the right, the black and the white, the male and the female. It's all the code. It's the same code of duality, and then it's the same code of oneness, and it's the same code of coming into the whole. So everything, right? Everything about everything is teaching us balance. When we're out of balance with something, we're out of whack. So if you only use your right hand, or if you only work out your right hand, if you go to the gym, right? I love how I'm working out with my pen right now. Let's just pretend, okay, I'm super jacked. And then it's like, okay, I'm gonna work out with my right hand and I'm gonna have these big muscles over here and I have nothing over here. It's gonna feel really weird. I'm gonna be walking like this, right? So this is going to remind you that when you overdo something, it doesn't feel good. Like if you're too masculine or you're too in the feminine, right? It feels there's something off here, right? So we have to learn how to harmonize. We have to learn how to be in balance. Right? If you use your left eye too much and not your right eye, for some weird reason, it's going to be something really off. And if you spend too much and you don't know how to generate income, something is going to be off, right? So this is the code of everything. Okay, I hope this is making sense. These are the images and the examples I'm getting for you, and it's running through really fast, so it's kind of like buzzing it through. That's why. Shh, ground the energy. What else am I getting for you? I'm getting for you the code of awakening is when you're willing to see. I'm hearing for you when you're actually willing to see the truth will be revealed to you. A lot of us were sleepies, okay? And even if we're awake, it doesn't mean that we're fully awake. There's different levels of awakening. And that is correlating to the level of readiness to see the truth of reality. That's the only way. The truth of reality. If you're not ready to see it, you're not going to see it. Okay, so how willing are you to see the truth? How willing are you to know the truth? How willing are you to be the truth? Oh, dang. Okay, that's what I'm hearing for you. How willing are you to be the truth? Can you be the truth? If you know the truth is you being authentic, being who you're meant to be, you being a fake person or a people pleaser, you're not being true to you. If you know the true version of you is peaceful, is loving, is kind, is compassionate, and at the same time is fierce, right? And is protective and is, discerning. Like if you know all of these things, who you truly are, and you're not being in your true, authentic self, then what? You're fake. And then that energy gets projected out and then it loops in your reality. You're going to magnetize fake people. You're going to magnetize people who are going to trigger the F out of you until you have the courage to break the loop. So you're basically here, hanging on the karma wheel until you ascend that. Okay, until you get out of the karmic wheel and you begin to really tap into your destiny wheel. Because actually, that's the difference. There's the wheel of karma and there's the wheel of dharma. Okay, and the wheel of karma is about learning lessons on truth, lessons on what love is. And I'm not talking about romantic love, which is, oh my God, we need another video on that because I'm also getting a bunch of downloads on divine love. And by the way, I have a whole series on divine union, which is a huge theme right now for our collective awakening at a rapid rate. So if that interests you, I have the playlist that you can binge on. Okay, my love, if you haven't subscribed yet, by the way, subscribe to my channel because I have lots of videos for you to binge on. Okay, I don't know why I'm saying binge in a weird way, but lots of good stuff we hear every day. Okay, so back to what I was channeling through for you. I'm feeling in the energy where you're learning your true frequency and your true self, and you're gonna see that your true self is not who you think you are because you actually have to get to know your true self over and over and over and over again. And you're not going to understand and understand your true self until you expand to a certain next level version of you. For example, one of the things that I love the most, I don't know if other people do this. If you do, let me know down below. I love rewatching movies and rewatching books. Like I have only a handful of my favorite movies. Obviously, The Matrix is my favorite. I rewatch it at least twice a year. I like to start the new year with The Matrix. I know it's a bit intense, but I watch all of them. And yeah, stuff like that. Okay? And what I really love is that every time I watch it, it blows my mind on the next level. It's like, I didn't catch that. This is so great. And I understood a quote or a scene or something on a deeper level. Same with the books and same even with the songs, right? When you listen to a song 5 years ago, 10 years ago, when you're at a certain level of consciousness, it's completely a different experience than you're listening to it now. It's going to hit you differently. You're going to understand it from a different perspective. So actually what I have personally experienced is that some of the songs that I really connect with, and I love Mariah Carey. She's my favorite artist, and the most beautiful songs, like the love songs, but I don't really see love, in terms of romantic, whatever she sings about, I hear God, it's whatever, it's you understand what love is on a higher level when you really expand your consciousness, and at the highest level, when you understand that love is God. God is the true definition of true unconditional love. And we are a part of God, right? We are that beautiful God essence. So when we awaken or reawaken or remember who we really are, we realize we have all the codes, we have all the pathways, we have all the power within us. But when we don't think from our God consciousness and we only think from a human, which is, the vessel that we use in this world, there's no power. It's like if you think about like The Sims or whatever, right? The game. Do people still do that, right? It's like The Sims game or whatever game people play with like people, right? Like a player one type thing. So who is the person in power? Is it the character that moves on themselves, right? Or it's you, the person who like click the mouse and tell the Sims to eat, biscuits, and that player to fight the demons. Okay, I don't know what games are out there, right? So it's like that, right? The operant power is not in that game system. It's not in the screen, okay? And a lot of us think that we live in the screen. That's the problem. And you're not gonna realize that until you realize that you're the one, okay? It's like that your soul is like the one who's controlling this whole thing. And control is not even, the right word, but you get the idea. That has the operant power. So once you understand that, you will not look at things as it is, and you understand your 3D world is the projected world. It's only the output. So if you don't like something, you don't go out there and change it, right? If you don't like your reflection in the mirror, you're not gonna be like, mirror, mirror on the wall, make me the hottest of all, okay? Like, you don't do that, right? You change the way you think about yourself. You do something with your avatar, and then the reflection changes. You know what I'm saying? So this is when this video is the activation that your free mind is now understanding, right? It's now expanding to the next level. These are some of the codes I'm seeing here. I'm seeing some nuts and bolts. Like, it's meant to open up your mind even more, whether it is confirming, expanding, initiating. We are co-creating this video for our massive awakening. I'm hearing 144000. We collectively have agreed on this frequency to awaken to our God code, to our God consciousness. And, only the awakened one can really understand what I'm saying. You need to have a certain consciousness level to actually make it to this video and understand what I'm channeling through and knowing, your truth deep in your heart. And I'm seeing right now in your heart, I'm seeing the what is it called? The Star of David. Oh my God, this is like not really, but okay, but you know what I mean? It's like a triangle up, triangle down in here. And this is what I'm seeing for you. I'm seeing that when you look at your heart, you need to begin seeing that it is the fusion of the up and the down. It's the fusion of the masculine and the feminine. It's the fusion of it all. It's your middle path, right? That's why Buddha says middle path, okay? It's about the middle path. It's about being in your equilibrium. That's why the heart chakra is in the middle. That's why for you to experience love with another, you have to be in your heart. That's why you love from your heart. You don't love from your mind. Most of us, we think that we can love from the mind. Okay, honey, tell me, your resume. Tell me your past relationship. Tell me your future relationship. And I'm going to base it on that. I'm going to judge you on that. You don't love them. You don't know what love is, right? Show me, what is that song on like TikTok or whatever? It's like are you a 6 foot tall and blonde hair, blue eyes? I can't remember. It's like, are you in finance? Okay. It's like that. You're looking for all of these superficial things that is so irrelevant to you feeling anything that is true. And we are modeling these avatars of people who have no idea what love is, not real love, not true love. Okay? Not anything that is of divine love. These are just 3D models that is meant to loop you. Okay, I'm actually gonna make another video right now. on that, because that's coming through. That's another code that I have received for you, is we are collectively rewriting the love code. We are collectively remembering what true love is, and we're collectively moving away from the falsehood of the superficial 3D love. That's why it feels hard. That's why it feels like, absolute crap. That's why it means that you're in the loop and you keep on, you're like, I don't think my person's out there, blah, 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 blah. But it's not true. It's because you haven't been downloaded and seated with the vision of what true love is. Okay, anyway, that's another video. But for this one, I'm hearing again, reiterating, you're on the fast track. That's why I'm kind of, pushing out like I'm giving birth or something. It's like I'm pushing out a lot of information and a lot of channel messages that your soul is ready to receive. You may need to watch this, a couple times or not, okay? But I'm definitely feeling here, this is exactly what your soul is meant to receive at this time. Let me know what comes through for you. Pay attention to any... Oh my God. Has this been... Guys, my lip gloss has been melting all this time. You didn't tell me? Oh my God. I'm sure that you probably did, but whatever, it's fine. Okay, guys, my lip gloss is melting. It's the time that we are completing this message. And yeah, okay. I'm here every day, so subscribe if you want. And this is Tina Wong. I love you so much. I cannot believe we just shared that moment. But it's fine. It's fine. We're family. Okay, bye.